EDS, POTS, MCAS, otherwise known as painful alphabet soup. No, not really, it's actually known as the Triad, and it's about to get interesting. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't. If your thumbs can do this, and if you're known for having weird party tricks that made all the kids go, ew, because you could stretch parts of your body or bend yourself in directions that other people couldn't, maybe you could do this lovely little maneuver, then you're hypermobile. And that's actually going to be connected to your anxiety, specifically because of Mast Cell Activation Syndrome, or disorder. What you need to know is that if you've had lovely fun symptoms, like, I don't know, breaking out in a rash every time you take a warm shower for 17 years, couldn't be me. Maybe you get really nasty gut trouble whenever you're stressed out. Maybe you get hives because you've just found out you need to move and you don't have enough time to do it. Or maybe you just get dizzy and sweaty and nauseous. Ooh, or one of my favorites, something called a histamine dump that happens in the middle of the night. All of a sudden you're sweating for no good reason. It's a little different from night sweats. That's all Mast Cell Activation Syndrome, and it's fixable. That's what I want you to know. That's why I'm making this video. All of these weird symptoms that are actually causing your anxiety can be fixed. There are drugs like catodafin and cromolyn that can actually reduce the mast cell release. You won't actually get sick anymore. Because I'm going to guess that you've tried things like Claritin and Allegra, and they barely put a dent in it. You still got sick. You thought that maybe you were too sensitive, maybe you were too anxious, maybe you had a poor character. No, you have a condition, and it's all related to being able to move like this. Now, the other parts of the trifecta, I talked about MCAS because that's the one that affects me the most, but there are people who are more affected by something called POTS. I'm going to focus more on that later when I've actually taken a moment to interview someone very close to me who has a nasty case of it. One of the things it includes is getting dizzy when you stand up. Not something I've ever dealt with, but if you are prone to seeing stars, getting dizzy, getting woozy, especially if you're dehydrated, you likely have to consider that you might have POTS. It's really easy to test for, and it's fixable to a degree, not curable. None of these things are going to be curable with our current level of technology. But if you start carrying around things like electrolyte packets, staying really well hydrated, some folks really swear by their Diet Coke because the caffeine also helps constrict the blood vessels that they need to be able to stay upright and conscious, then you can actually have a much more normal, much more comfortable life. So then there's EDS, Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome. We're the rare disease. There is some evidence that it's not nearly as rare as we thought, and hypermobility being a spectrum, a lot more people suffer a lot more often. Your collagen affects far more than just your joints. It's all over your body. It's in the casing of your neurons. It's everywhere. It affects the way you feel things and also how soft your skin might be. It also can affect your gums and your eyes. So you might actually be dealing with receding gum line for no good reason, or eye problems, again, that are coming out of nowhere. This is all because your collagen is a bit wonky. So if you can find a dentist or an eye doctor who knows about EDS, you might be able to actually get real support. And that's what this video is about, getting you real support. Because you're not crazy and you don't need to be so scared. Life can get a lot easier, and that's what I want you all to know. You've probably been living with a lot of strange symptoms for a very long time, and you've probably been gaslighting yourself saying that you need to try harder, or be less sensitive, or push a little harder, or work out some more. And yet you keep getting sprained wrists from opening pasta jars, or your shoulder dislocates in the night and you don't know why, or you're way too good at yoga and yet not very strong. It's a lot. It's a lot to be slightly off from normal and have doctors tell you it's just a normal variant. But really, all of these symptoms come together and they point to one thing. It's the triad. And you can get real help. There's also some evidence that the triad and its differences with collagen are connected to autism and the Neurospicy spectrum. So if you are Neurospicy, more than likely your friends are also Neurospicy, because neurodivergent folks can communicate with each other better and therefore are more likely to make friends with one another. Therefore, you might find that you are not the only one in the room who can do weird party tricks with your joints. So spread the news. There's ways to get help. There is something different about you. Something that can actually be treated. Follow me and let's see where this goes. Hi, Lentil. That's backwards. Oh, my back. Oh, why did you have to do that? You suck.